Sacred Interactions, Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. Behold, I shall walk through this world but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness I can show to any human being, let me do it now. White Buffalo Calf Woman. One of the first things to do is to love everybody. Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind, page 298. The sun awakened me, and my mind immediately filled with all the to-do items on my checklist. Rising, I already felt like I was behind schedule. Taking a breath and finding my meditation space, my anxiousness subsided. As I sat down to work, the first email I saw was from a person who brought a few challenges my way. As I began to compose my response, I realized I was reacting from a place of anger. I took a breath and found that place of peace within. As I did, I was able to write my response from a place of compassion. After work, I ventured to the grocery store. Every car around me seemed to be in a rush. I was too. I found myself thinking I was the most important car on the road. A breath calmed me and helped me realize that my impatience was only getting me to the next red light faster. I entered the store, found what I needed, and stood in the checkout line. The woman behind the register seemed to be extra slow, and the line wasn't moving at the pace I thought it would. I felt frustrated. A breath helped me find peace. As the cashier began ringing up my items, I could sense she was having a challenging day. I spoke to her, sharing words of encouragement, and she thanked me. The moral of the story: keep peace in your mind and heart, knowing that as you do, you interact with people differently. We have the power to share peace and compassion with each person we encounter. And the affirmation for the day, my lovely tribe members. I will say this 3 times to ground this affirmation into our heart, soul, mind, and awareness. I move with peace and compassion today. I share this peace and compassion that resides abundantly within me with each person I interact with. I move with peace and compassion today. I share this peace and compassion that resides abundantly within me with each person I interact with. I move with peace and compassion today. I share this peace and compassion that resides abundantly within me with each person I interact with. Amen. Ashe. Aho. Otep. Salam. And so it is. So I am amidst my daily gratitude and prayer practice, and so this is my workspace right now. It's a lovely workspace. I thought I would share this affirmation. Do you have a sacred practice that you engage at the beginning of the morning? Oh, yes. This is how I ground myself into the most productive day possible. This is the way that I count my blessings first. I dive into God, and it doesn't let me down ever. In fact, it elevates me. It really encourages me. God's guidance supports me finding creative ways to do things differently, to engage in life, all of life's many offerings, combating or overcoming fears and perceived boundaries, letting go of the past, and not looking so far into the future. Now, what I want to say is that This reading here came from Science of Mind. Now, for all of you who are wondering, what is Science of Mind? It's different. Some people say, is that, the same as Scientology? No. Science of Mind is a Christian-based way to look at God, a scientific way to appreciate God and see God, all the many levels. Well, there's no way we can see all the many levels of God, but we can see more levels, and we can engage in a practical way in daily life. So Science of Mind is also a textbook I have over there. Okay, so my bookcase is coming, but there's a pile of books. I have a Science of Mind textbook, which has been another way that I tap into my spiritual divine self. Some of you may use the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, or a variety of other texts. Here's A Course in Miracles. I was introduced this by our sister, goddess, priestess, Iyanla Vanzant, as well as the 7 main aspects of God. Because God is so infinite, how do we ever describe God or enjoy all the many aspects? So as many spiritual texts as you can that are in alignment with love, peace, joy, unity, inclusion, tranquility, improving our best selves. I say use that text. All things come from God. So I'm going to show you how I access. If you're interested in the Science of Mind, my only interest in using Science of Mind is that it helps me create the best day possible. So I have the Science of Mind app on my phone. I tap into, let's see, put all my information there. And look, although I used to receive the Science of Mind, the actual paper copies in the mail for many, many years, they're also on my phone. So I can go back. One of the first issues I have is January 1st, 2012. Oops, tap into that. Oh, it doesn't want to open. Okay, well, maybe it's not meant to open right now for some reason. Why don't you want to open? Okay, so let's just go back to January 1st, 2024. Okay, here is the whole magazine, and look, I can scroll through it. It's very positive, very enlightening, inclusive, diverse, equitable. Here's some of the authors and some of the stories. Yeah, so I'm just sharing that with you. And I printed this from my laptop. So let's go into my laptop here. Let me go ahead and turn you away as I type in my password, because that isn't your business. Okay, so if you go to Science of Mind magazine. Oh wait, no. I pushed Science of Mind magazine. I clipped something, and then this. You have to log in. I clicked onto January. Here's all my lists from various other months. Isn't that cool? Like all the other months are there. And when I clicked onto January, I can download it, which I did. I downloaded it, and then I go down here, sit right there and open it up. And the whole magazine is here. There's some really good articles, just so you know. Changing the Landscape of New Thought. New thought really is not new thought at all. It's old thought. It's ancient wisdom that comes from Africa, Asia, worldly, divine, godly expressions and thoughts. So anyway, I printed from here once I downloaded it. Let me find an interesting. Okay, so this is a lovely article. This was so beautiful. This article here is a gentleman named David Alt answers his sacred calling. This one really touched me because it helped me dive more into my sacred calling. What I have a specific task I feel like God gave me, and it's a journey achieving it daily. And this is an article on how to create safe spaces for your furry companion. There's work to be done. Oh, this is amazing. There's work to be done, changing the landscape of New Thought. So how do I explain New Thought? To me, one aspect of New Thought is a modern way to apply spiritual or religious principles to get the best results. So it's great to study and know, Bible verses or what have you. But how do you apply it? And how do you apply it in a world where there seems to still be violence and strife? And not everyone seems to be in alignment. I'm hopeful everyone is coming into alignment, but there's a part that we play to be it and live it, like many of our spiritual guides and leaders. And here's Reverend Dr. Andrea Earle, who is the founding spiritual leader of Heart and Soul Center of Light in Oakland. I have attended Reverend Andriette's center, Heart and Soul Center of Light. Some time ago, and I love reading her articles. I'll go ahead and read it. I don't know if you can really see it right now, but I'm going to read it. Let's bring it a little closer. Let's see. From the inside out, rising higher in love, we are called to love completely and unconditionally. Now that's a high calling. There are always relationships where loving them is easy, and there are also those in which, well, it is less easy to love. Our challenge is to love everyone more deeply, always. Everyone and always seems to be at the core of this calling, and yet that is where we get hung up. Jesus admonishes us, love your enemies and bless the ones who curse you. For if you love those who love you, what benefit is it to you? Matthew 5:44-46, Aramaic Bible. I acknowledge that at first blush I want to argue that to love those who love us is sufficient benefit unto itself. But then I realize that for our lives to become all they are intended to be, we must expand the circle of who we love. Jesus invites us into the center of the whole of life and its opportunities for authentic love and connection. The celebrated R&B group, the OJs, croon, deeper in love with you, deeper in love with you, with every step I make, with every step I take, deeper in love with you. If only opening our hearts fully without fear or doubt were as easy as the chorus suggests, or maybe it is if we begin practicing on ourselves. Ernest Holmes reminds us, divine presence within me is everlasting love. God in me does the loving, and I have no fear. I came into this world to love, and I am loving. To the degree that we embrace this as our individual truth and the purpose of our being as love, we can release our resistance to loving everyone always. It begins with loving ourselves unconditionally and subsequently relating to each other with an expectancy of the highest and best for all concerned. Love is the antidote for fear, doubt, and petty disagreements. I can sense the possibilities, the transformation of the planet, beginning with each of us shifting into deeper love right where we are now. This column was originally published in March 2012 and will be a part of Earl's upcoming best compilation from Spiritual Living Press. Ooh, and so it is. So, thank you, Reverend Dr. Andriette. And And so here, some more folks who show up in this issue, January 2024. Here are the daily guides. Flow with whatever may happen and let your mind be free. Chuang Tzu. And so Jafan Seeley, he is the person who created all of the daily guides for this month. Each month there's a different person. Wonderful, wonderful, creative, talented people who create these daily guides. And so beginning with January 1st, the gift of receiving. So I'm just sharing this. I believe the science of mind serves all people. For people like me, I say I'm no religion in every religion, because the backing of all religions is really, to me, all of the principles of metaphysics, such as what is displayed in the science of mind, because science and God are one. To me, I hope that doesn't rattle anyone's, or ruffle anyone's feathers. Bring your divine gifts with you. This is so positive. Where the solution resides. There's no judgment. Like when you can read something that gives you positive insight into yourself, into life, I say use it. It comes from Almighty Spirit to get us all more into alignment with, making this world a safer, more enjoyable, free, creative place to live, widening the channel. Whether you worship, whether you worship Christ, Krishna, Kali, or Allah, you actually worship the one light that is also in you, since it pervades all things. Sri Anandamaya Ma. I give thanks for that. Okay, so I was just sharing with you the Science of Mind magazine because it's so positive and I feel empowered. No, I am empowered. I am empowered. I am empowered. Yes, answer to prayer. So if you're looking for something that sets you, in a positive direction daily, consider this to add to whatever. Oh, my battery's running low. Okay. So piece of peace. Let's just read this one. What you radiate outwards in your thoughts, feelings, mental pictures, and words, you attract into your life. Catherine Ponder. Forms come and go, but the power back of them is changeless. Oh, forms come and go, but the power back of them is changeless. Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind, page 101. While to me, it's like, material things shift. They come, we manifest them, they, wither out. We throw them away. They disintegrate. They dust to dust, ashes to ashes. The energy behind that is just one cause. That's what I believe. What do you believe? How do you feel? Blessings fill all things. I heard this expression lately, toxic positivity. Toxic positivity. And someone I talked to, Miss Jasmine, said, that's an oxymoron. How is that possible? And positivity, blessings, prayers. I mean, there's nothing toxic to that. Having a positive mindset and faith, there's nothing toxic about that. When one pretends to feel joy or pretends to enjoy, maybe that may be toxic. There's this expression, fake it till you make it. And I don't know, I used to believe that. What I really believe now is faith. Faith is so powerful. I believe there's a science to faith, and someone may have written about it. Finding a spiritual living circle near you. So I do want to say, in terms of the Centers for Spiritual Living, folks of all different faiths have attended and may attend and do attend these centers, because they're not faiths, although they're based on maybe Christ consciousness, not maybe. The teachings are based on consciousness, such as what is presented in Christ Jesus. But when I ask myself, what would Jesus do? Wow, it's so transformative, and that helps me find my answers. What would Buddha do? What would Allah? What would Jehovah, Spirit, Goddess, Universe? It's just one. Love. What would love do? What does love do? Questions that limit your mind, questions that expand it. That is so powerful. Questions that limit your mind, questions that expand it. All creatures, from a worm to complex human, are born with an intense curiosity to explore the world, and that curiosity serves as a fundamental need of survival. How do I overcome all the environmental uncertainties I must face to achieve the rewards I desire? Curiosity literally turns anxiety into wonderment. If you are experiencing mental health challenges or crises, be curious about your mind. What's going on in it? What is holding you back? What are you holding on to from the past? What are you fearful about in your future? And so that's so wonderful. I won't get into all that because my computer says she wants to shut down. In a universe of plenty, I am enough. Okay, so I was just giving you that idea. Now, if you're not really into, I'm going to shut this down. If you're not really into, having spiritual teachings from the laptop, there are all kinds of books you can read. If you're interested in Science of Mind magazine, go to Science of Mind. Let's go to it. I have it on my computer right here. What is it? SOM magazine. I click there, and then it's scienceofmind.com. No, I don't receive any perks from this except joy. Joy, pure joy of all these wonderful ideas, inspirations, blessings for me to improve my life. So, okay. Well, I just wanted to share one of the tools I use for my wellness. I love you so much. Enjoy this wonderful, blessed day. How do you engage your spiritual practice and wellness? Oh, there's... Yes, that is my couch. I make it cozy for me to take rest time between work. So this is my workspace for right now. Actually, 7:23. I have to sign in to work. I love you so much. My village, our village. This is United Spirits Village. We love up on ourselves. We love up on our families and our communities to do what we can to make our environment, the world, the most enjoyable place possible. It starts with us. I love you. Enjoy this lovely day. Mwah, mwah, mwah.